I'll get into all that in a second. But look, guys, I hope you're all doing extremely well. I did set up a stream ready to go, but my PC basically exploded. Everything was ready to go, set up, and yeah, I can't even express to you how annoyed I actually am today. Let me just adjust the light. I had literally everything ready to go. Everything ready to go to be on time. Danny is in the house. So look, watch along. Bournemouth versus United today. Scott is in the house. No, he's not working. I literally, mate, I set the stream up. I had the team sheet. I had all sorts of stuff ready to go. Doing it through OBS and not the phone. So the phone is the most reliable thing to do. But look, that's my commitment. Catch up at half time. Danny, legend, my friend. I can't. So look, Bournemouth game. Look, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. So look, grab yourself a drink. I've got some water. I've got a nice can of water here. So I will be enjoying my can of water. And look, first thing to say is that this is the best community on this platform, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt. Get involved with the platform. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Look, be respectful to the community. Be respectful to me, and everybody gets on well. And yeah, and then look, I'm not a dictator of this chat. I really do read out your chats. This is what makes the show great, because we all have different views and different opinions, and all that good stuff. So look, let's get into this tonight. The team news is basically the same. You know, I am surprised Ahmad. I am glad that Ahmad is still in the team. Look, it just goes to show. That Carrick has faith in players, and look, you know, I'm all for faith in players, which is good. You know, look, it's going to be counter-attack FC. You know, I've got to say this for Carrick. There's nothing he can do. He's got no players that he can bring into this squad. It's going to be the same old. We just need to start early. But look, side Larmins, let's go, says Dino. Dino is in the house. So look, it's going to be Larmins, Dallo, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Yoro, Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, in Boomo up front, and Cunha. Look, let's go. We've got to start off quick. We've got to start off fast. We really have to. So look, give me your opinions. I want to know. I want to know your views, your opinions, what you've heard. We'll talk throughout the game about different stuff. Maguire for England. Look, I want to say this at the top of the show. Congratulations to Maguire. I think it's a testament. You know, as much as I don't think Maguire is this inspirational person that people are trying to over egg the pudding, but look, I think he's done well. I think Maguire has done well. I think he, oh my god, this camera. I think he certainly deserves his chance. I do. I think Maguire deserves his chance. Spicy chicken wings is in the house. Absolute legend, mate. Spicy chicken wings, legend, mate. I think you're awesome, buddy. Yeah, welcome. Happy Eid as well. You know, look, I hope you've been stuffing your face all day. Those who are celebrating Eid today. So look, I hope you guys are smashing out the food and enjoying yourself today. And Spicy, I've got to say this, Maguire, brilliant. Maguire deserves his place. You're also a legend. That's Spicy, my friend. Thank you, buddy. Look, Maguire deserves it. You know, he has come into this squad, you know, injured towards the start of the season. He's been brilliant. You know, yes, he's not the future. He's got a deal as well. Look, I'm so pleased for him. I like redemption arcs. I like redemption of players. And Kobe Mainu, what can Maguire? Sorry, Maguire's been brilliant. After what he went through, being a meme to where he's come now is incredible. No, it is. It is. I really, I love a redemption story. I think he's been brilliant. And look, today I'm hoping Bruno Fernandes today. Look, mate, I'm hoping he gets some assists today. Look, I want Bruno to break the record for the most assists. I think he can. I think he will. Look, we have got to beat Bournemouth today. They've scored 3 goals in the last 5. They've only conceded 2. So we know what we're going to get. We're going to get pressing. We've got to start fast today. I want to see Carrick get in these players. I'm hoping Amarin did Menu. I don't know. Kobe Manu for me. Look, I don't think he's been particularly great. I don't think this side has played particularly great, but neither was anybody else, to be fair. So, Carrick said it himself. Carrick did say this himself, that this team hasn't been playing great, but they're winning games. They've lost once, okay, they've drawn, they've lost, but we've got to get this win today. Watching the live and making some tandoori chicken. Legend. I've just had a bagel just because I got back. I can't believe my PC blown up. I set up a stream. This season for the Prem has been poor for all teams. It's spicy. No, agreed. It's been so poor. It's been so poor. But do you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because if everyone's poor, we've been okay. Hey, do you know Besiktas? Yes, I do. I do know Besiktas. I'm not big up to the Turkish league as well. Look, I remember, and I know you don't support them, but Galatasaray was the first kind of Turkish team that I kind of saw. And look, Turkish league, I think you're a couple of players away. Look, the Turkish league has been making some big noises, and maybe next season in the Champions League, perhaps more Turkish teams can do well. I don't like Chinese food. I had some salt and pepper chicken from the local Chinese. So look, let's get into it today. I want to see a fast start. If you don't know the team, Dalot, Luke Shaw, Larmans in goal, of course. Larmans has been a fantastic player. I absolutely think he's fantastic. Casemiro, Yoro is in there, Maguire is in there, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Manu, and look, Kobe Manu, brilliant today. Fantastic news. I'm so pleased for Kobe Manu as well. Hello, how are you? It's been a while since I've seen you on my feed. Hello, buddy. Oh yeah, look, guys. Make sure you put on the bell because because it means that you'll get all the streams and going to let you know. Not even special fried. I've got to say, I love a Chinese. I do love a Chinese. A Chinese is my favourite. I do love a Chinese. So look, fucking Friday night. It's Friday night. United are playing. Look, let's get into the weekend. I hope Carrick. Look, today will be a big tick for Carrick. But look, congratulations to Maguire and Kobe Manu. I think they've got new deals, or they're going to sign deals. I think it's brilliant. I'm hoping Kobe Manu today is going to have an amazing. What happened to the Premier Leagues? With all due respect, Spanish. Look, mate, there is no respect here. It wasn't great, was it? It wasn't great. It really wasn't great, my friend. I'm just good. I'm just happy that it wasn't us. I'm on the Captain Morgan spice rum. Oh, I do love a spice rum. I'm on the water. Because I don't. I am on the water. So look, guys, get into it. Look, get into the chat. We've got Chinese, Scots on the tandoori. Loving this stuff. Look, I think today, Glyn says United are playing well at the moment and deserve to be where they are. Great to see City out of the Champions League. Come on, United. Glyn, mate. Look, we've got to win. 7 goals to 16 assists this season. Look, Bruno Fernandes. Look, Bruno Fernandes is doing his team talk. I want to see this team come out quick and fast today. So let's see what they can do. What your thoughts on Arsenal taking goals only from set pieces and free kicks? It is the dark arts, isn't it? I'm not the biggest fan of it. I am not the biggest fan of it, but they're winning, aren't they? So what can you say? Jick says, hey, do you like Arda Güler's goal? And hello from Turkey. Hello, my friend. I think he's a great player. I think he's a really, really good player. I think he will progress as well. This guy says Manchester has some of the best Chinese. Right. Kickoff time. All right. We need to see a fast start. Come on, Casemiro. That's nice by Casemiro. Sporting versus Bodo Glimt game had me chills on the night. What a spirit they showed. I feel really, really sorry for Bodo Glimt. I do. I thought they had a fantastic campaign, and lucky for them. Right, Luke Shaw. As we spoke about, Bournemouth are looking for that high press already. Maguire's coming out with the ball to Luke Shaw. What was that? Casemiro. Casemiro there with a really poor pass outside of the boot. I really don't know what Casemiro was doing there. Not great. Not good by Casemiro there. Can't say I'm impressed. Needlessly, Prince Peter says hi. Hello, buddy. Look, get in there with your chats today. Sky is in the house. Sky's name has sort of changed, but Sky's in the house. Corner. Get it out. That's nice by Mbeumo. That's nice by Ahmad. It's Sky, but I got bored and changed my name yet. What? Oh, yeah, the AFCON. I don't know what happened. Apparently there was some sort of cheating or something, so they've stripped them of their title and they've given it to Morocco. Is it? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Don't know what is going on there. What's your views on FA being up for top 6? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Come on, Bournemouth, says Logan. What's your views on FA being up top 6? I don't know what you mean, my friend. Spicy says, Logan, we're coming for second. Look, if we could get second, Bournemouth are looking comfortable. That's nice, Della. That's nice by Bruno. No, that's nice by Ahmad. Sorry, Ahmad. In Burmo, man, it should be up front. Wembley in 2 days, says Logan. I'm excited. I look. You got to stop them from doing the quad. Why the hell Shesko didn't start? That's nice. Go on, Dallo. Sticking across, Dallo. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Go on. Oh, chance there. Chance. Bournemouth are on the break. We all know what Bournemouth are going to do. Oh. One end. We said it's going to be like a basketball game. That's what it's going to be like today. It's going to be like a basketball game. It just kind of hit Casemiro in his face. A great break. Ahmed needs a goal. I do agree. I mean, oof. End to end. Even a low block team, Shesko doesn't start. Well, Anish, Bournemouth are not really a low block team. They like to win the ball. I wouldn't class them as a low block team. I would class Bournemouth as a sort of counter. Scott said they've just started to play Madden. God, I haven't played that in years. That midfield. Bournemouth. But against they're going to sit deep and wait for the break. I don't know because the thing is though they press from the front, which they're doing. They're looking to win that first ball. Unlucky. No, just wait. He develops Taj. 6 minutes gone. Quite an even game. Quite an even game, I think. I think Shesko wins those first and second balls. I almost feel like we're not playing a striker. In terms of, I think we're interchanging up front between Cunha, in Bumo. What was that again? That's not good. They look comfortable. Bournemouth are looking comfortable. Ahmad. Nice press. That's better. That's nice. I'm so jealous. We have only Premier League for 4K live streaming, and every other league is 1080p. See, Shesko wins that ball there. That's nice in Bumo. That's nice. Ahmad is looking sharper. Go on, Harry. That's nice. To Bruno. It's Cunha. That's nice by Cunha. Look, I don't think this is necessarily a bad start. Look, Bournemouth are a good team at home. I don't think this is necessarily a bad start. I don't even think it's a slow start. My problem with this side is that unless they're counter, I want to see that knee slide celebration of Harry so badly. That's a good tackle. Oh, come on. That's a great tackle. Prince says, who's the player of the season between Rice and Fernandez? If Declan Rice wins the league, I think it's got to be Rice. That's a good tackle. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be an end to end. In Bumo, that's not great, mate. That's nice to Cunha. That's nice by Bruno. That's nice by Bruno. Luke Shaw, cross. Luke Shaw's getting booed. That's poor. That's poor by Luke Shaw. That's poor. Well done, Harry. Can we all agree that Carrick is the most handsome manager we've ever had? I think so. I'd agree with that. Bit of a weird thing to say, mind you. If Bruno wants the assist, then Šeško needs to be on. Yeah. Bit of a weird thing to say, but Cunha. That's nice. Cunha again. Go on, Cunha. Oh, good save. Nice. Cunha looks on it today. Cunha is looking on it today. Good save by Petrovic. United are looking better. That's nice by Cunha. Cunha seems to be getting better and better, actually, so far. Right, Bruno with the corner. Assist coming up. Come on. We want to see a goal. The good thing is that we're winning those second balls. Oh, Bruno. Come on, United, says spicy chicken wings. Been on behind, aren't I? Come on, United. Henderson, finally great to be here. Absolute legend. Henderson is a legend. That was a poor corner. That was an horrific corner. I'm not going to lie. That wasn't great. Come on, Mbumo. Come on, buddy. Terrific there. It's Maguire. To Euro. Oh. Euro, I'm not. Euro's such a young guy. I think he's got time, but I'm not super convinced right now. He's got time. Dallo with the throw on this right-hand side. If you have just joined 0-0, I think it's quite an even game. This game, this is a game what Bruno can go missing in, to be honest. I think Bruno Fernandes is going to struggle possibly because they're not sitting back. They're very, very defensive. Spicy says we need a goal or two from in Bumo today. United need to. I can't believe my PC blew up. Can't believe it. Yara will be a great defender. Yeah, I think given time, I think he will be. I mean, he's such a young guy as well. My worry with him though is that he's gonna leave. I remember when we had PK. He played a couple of games. We let him go to Barcelona, and you look at the player that he becomes. So my worry with him is that he goes at a cut price, and then he becomes one of the best centre backs in the world. That's nice by Kobe. That's nice by Cunha. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Well done by Ahmad. Dallo. Oh, Dallo. He has been. He was a season-long loan. He's made some crucial tackles for us on multiple occasions. I really, really, really do like Yoro. It's Cunha. That's nice by Cunha. I like Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Oh, and Bumo. Just hitting Bumo. We are finishing above United, says Eagle. You need to tell me what team you support, buddy. Need to tell me what team you support, Eagle. Let me know what team you support, buddy. Go on, Bumo. Bruno Fernandes with the shot. Not the greatest shot in the world. Not the worst. Next season, Madrid meets United in the Champions League. I bloody hope not. Liverpool, says Eagle. Look, Liverpool fans are welcome on here. We don't mind the banter either. So bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on, my friend. Bring it on. Bring on the banter. Bring on the banter. If Carrick makes top 3, Chelsea should sign him to coach. Go Chelsea. Look, Chelsea fans, let me know what you think about your manager. Bit of a strange manager. Bit of a strange appointment. Igor Joey says I'm a United fan. Yeah, the Chelsea manager. I don't know what is happening with him. He seems like a very, very strange appointment. Like, I'd love to know what Chelsea fans think of the Chelsea manager. I just find him strange. I just find him strange. Rafinha. I mean, I don't know. Chelsea problem is not the manager, it's the whole management. They want to do business by selling players and buying the young ones. That's Ahmad to Dallo. That's nice. Unlucky by Bruno. Yeah, I think the Chelsea model is not great. Any thoughts on the new kit next season? I don't know. I really don't know. I think maybe the kit next season is going to be like a coloured kit in like a green or a pink maybe. I'd love it to be this sort of colour shirt. They need to bring this shirt back actually. Bruno's corner. It's a nice clean collar look. Yeah, I really, really like this shirt. I do. That's a poor pass by Bruno. The only thought I have is they shouldn't change kits every season. I remember as a kid, the kits that my mother must have spent, like, the money was ridiculous. I wouldn't mind another blue one. I'd love them to do like one of these sorts of shirts. Funny how Chelsea don't even have a proper sponsor, some weird firm sponsorship. I mean, what do you guys think about them? They've got a transfer ban suspended. I don't even know. Like, they've been fined 10 million quid. Is it? I mean, that's not a punishment. That's not a punishment at all, is it really? An old retro kit, Dino, it would be fantastic. Another green one. I'd love a grey one. Bring back the grey kit. I want them to bring back a retro shirt. I do. I think it's only for their second team, the ban. It's ridiculous. Henderson says we need to go back to Umbro. Yeah, 100%, 100%, and Sharp as well, and Sharp. This game, 20 minutes in, I think this is a very, very predictable game. I think United look more like the team to score. This is a Šeško game. This is a Šeško game. This has got Šeško written all over this. Hasn't caught fire yet. No. Did Sky just say De Ligt's out for the season yet? He's out for the season. And Henderson, mate, my rant is this club lies. This club lies about every single thing. Kept saying, let's go for this corner. He's out for the season. Oh my God. That's nice. Go on, Kenya. Oof. He's out for the season. Yeah. Look, this club lies. Mason Mount is apparently back. It's like a brand that really makes care kits with excellent condition, quality, and not too many sponsors. The kit suppliers, they invest money back into the club. The club lies, or the media is thirsty. To me, the club lies. Look, Carrick has been saying, and again, I'm not blaming Carrick, by the way. Let me look at this throw in. A nice long throw by Dallo. Go on, Maguire. Nah, it's a corner. The club lies and spins. Apparently we need De Ligt back. He was a rock for us. I think he's going to be another long-term injury. He's got a back issue, and he's had the back issue for quite some time. I think he's again. I think we've bought another crop player only a few weeks ago that was close to returning. That's a good save by Larmans there. Exactly. He was on the grass like fucking Mason Mount. Mason Mount apparently is back. No, I'm drinking water. It's just water. That's some really, really nice water. Look, Henderson, I remember the days where you'd go and get a six pack of Fosters and you go and sit on a park bench. Those were the days. Get this away. To all the United fans, do you remember the guy named Anana? Nope. That's a good point, to be fair, but I hope not. Well, we call that knacker drinking. Many a happy time was spent in a park on a park bench. Dallo. Evening, JB. Nikarutsu, absolute legend, buddy. Tuning in from work. Thanks, mate. Nikarutsu is a legend of this chat. Give it up for Nikarutsu. It's not good. But look, Mason Mount is apparently back. Mason Mount is not back. This club is putting him on the bench because this club is aware that they've paid all of this money and he's injured. The Butcher, again, these are the players that need to go. These are the players. I've got no time anymore. For these injured players. If we think about this, right, Casemiro is going, Malacia is going. That is no loss. No, I reckon we probably need 3 midfield players. Mason Mount is not even a player anymore. Billy Ashworth, legend, says Evening, mate. Mate, I hope you're doing extremely well, buddy. It's 2 in the morning here in India. Look, respect, buddy, respect. I hope they win for you. 2 o'clock in the morning. Good to be back. Yeah, Nikarusa is an absolute ledge. So look, we've got these players next season, new signings, fresh makeover, give Carrick the job. I will come back onto that. That's a great throw. That's a great throw, by the way. I'm going to hold off. Eagles from South Africa, legend. This game could go either way. Yeah, it could. Carrick, for me, I just want to wait until the end of the season. I did do a video on it, by the way, so don't forget to watch it. Go and watch the video. I'm all good, mate. From you're ahead of me with the game, says Billy. Yeah, I seem to be up to date. Go on. Oh, I'm mad. JB streamed for once. I know. I am. Look, after the start that I had, right, I planned the show well in advance today, and then my PC decided to not work anymore. Oh, come on, Bruno. Come on, mate. Assist number 17. I was ahead of JB 5 minutes ago. That I am not. I'm normally behind. I'm not behind today. Yes. Did you get fiber broadband? I don't know. I don't know why I'm ahead. I've got super fast. I reckon it's my PC. What score I'm going for? This stream looks great though, JB. No lag. Thanks, Dino. I'm going to go for a close 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. Jay Edit says, hi, who's going to score our goals from set pieces next season when Cass leaves? That's a good point. There's less latency on the PC compared to other devices. Yeah. Right. 26 minutes gone. Look, we have started decently. I've got 1 terabyte of internet. I think I've got 500. I think. Scott, go on, Dallo. Oh, fucking Dallo. Oh, Dallo. What is he doing? Dallo? Oh, that's terrible, buddy. Terrible, Dallo. Shocking by Dallo there. We need Chesko on, says Billy. I don't disagree with you. Dallo's doing Dallo things. He is. We're going to find it hard to score. I actually hate Dallo, dog water player. Look, he's available. That's more than some of our players. As much as I don't rate Dallo, he's available, and that's probably the best thing that I can say about Dallo. It's true. It is true. His greatest strength is he's available. That's nice by Maguire. That's nice. He does look. Everyone loves a trier. Can't stand Dallo or Shaw. Billy, I'm not Shaw's biggest fan. I'm not. Look, the fact that Dallo is still playing, Luke Shaw is still playing, and look, no disrespects to Harry. I think he's come back, but 34 years old, he should not be getting into this squad. I think it's a failure. I think it's a failure. I'm glad he's doing well, but long term, I mean, come on. I think it's a failure. That midfield battle, we are losing that midfield battle again. Ryan, I like Ryan. I do like Ryan, actually. Oh, come on. We just need a goal. I think a goal opens this up. I think if we get one, then I think we'll get two, because then Bournemouth have to come on the attack. So I think if we get one, we get two. Larmans has made 26 starts, by the way. It's ridiculous. That's mad. That's a great ball by Casemiro. Did we get a goal first half against Villa? We didn't, did we? I can't remember. Genuinely can't remember. I can't remember. Did we get first goal? Who we got after Bournemouth? We badly need a midfielder. No, I think all the goals came in the second half. After Bournemouth, we have got we've got Leeds. So we've got Leeds at home, Chelsea away. That's going to be a pivotal match. Brentford at home, Liverpool at home. And look, I think if we beat Chelsea away and we beat Liverpool at home, I think that's third or fourth done. I do. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left. 7 games left. I think if we can at least draw against Chelsea and Liverpool, I think we've got a really, really good chance. Tony Stark, legend name. It says top 5 for Champions League confirmed. Is it? Are we? Is it top 5? Is it? Okay. Awesome. That'd be brilliant. United definitely lack midfield. I think we definitely lack that midfield bite. I know Kobe Mainoo's back in the England squad. I don't see it for me. I don't see it. Luke Shaw getting done there. Why does Luke Shaw stand off? User says United. United indeed. You need to collab with Gobridge. It'd be classed as Billy. I don't think he would. I don't think he would. Why are they naming World Cup squads in March? I don't know, Henderson. Salford Red here says user, mate, legend. Salford. I've been there many times. Many times. Legend. So look, mate, welcome. Hello, JB. A couple of close calls. Yes, we've had asked to say, look, I would be more than happy to collab with him. But he's never gonna collab with me. How from the remaining fixtures, how many points do we secure? Nice. I think let's do some math. As you know, that I love math. I think that we beat Leeds. I think we draw to Chelsea. I think Brentford, that's a difficult one. I think we beat them. Liverpool, I think we draw. Sunderland away, that's going to be an interesting one. I think we beat Forest and Brighton. So I think we'll get, including today, I think we get 3, 6, 7, 7, 10, 11, 11, 12, 15, 16. I think we get 16. I think we get 16 points. I think we're going to struggle. Well done, Bruno. Chad says Bruno should have finished. This is end to end to end. Good block. 17 points, says Jamie. Yeah, I think 16 to 17 points. Oh, Bruno should be smashing that, mate. Can we finish second? I think second. I think with the remaining games left, I think we finish third. I think we finished third or fourth. I think we finished third. I do. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that Bournemouth haven't played either, so they're not gonna be tired. They're not gonna get tired. Or nice hands, Larmins. No. Look, you know what? Even if we finish fifth, right? I don't think we will. I think we finished third or fourth. Even if we finish fifth, right? What a remarkable turnaround. What's the score now? Forgot we are playing, being busy with Eid. And look, to those people, happy Eid as well, by the way. Look, I don't think I could do it. I know it takes a lot of commitment. So look, like happy Eid, and I hope you guys are smashing out the food celebrations. I hope you're having a fantastic time. So look, have a fantastic Eid. And I do hope that they win Champions League. Yes, vitality. The fans are right on top of you. What an atmosphere! I think, yeah. Religion of Mancunia. I love it. Nice by Yoro. This game needs a goal. It's that midfield battle. Yeah, I look, mate. I respect it. I'm not going to get into the politics stuff, but look, you're free to mention it in the chat, but I'm not going to get into that stuff. But you know, yeah, no politics for me. That's not a great ball. Oh, Luke Shaw giving away a corner. What are you doing, mate? Oh, Luke, mate, that was going out. Why did you touch it? Why did you touch it, Luke? Oh, Lukey boy. Dino's on it with the banhammer. That's nice. And Bumo's not in this game at all. And I don't think it's his fault. either. And Bumo is not a striker. He's not. Brutal. Carrick is talking to Holland, right? And Bruno, though GB has looked off for a while. I don't know what I think he's playing out of position. I don't think Carrick is the right manager for him. My first United kit was the one that you're wearing. I love this kit. I love it. The first kit that I ever had was those two when I was a kid. Obviously, I wasn't this size when I was a child. But yeah, those two there. I love this kit, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do love this kit. Fantastic kit. This was. I mean, I had the. Remember when they used to wear? They had the black top. Was it they used to wear? They used to wear the black kit with the black shorts and the blue socks. This and the shorts together was amazing. You said Bruno played badly against Villa the first half. Think he switches it up this second half again. Look, Bruno Fernandes. Look, I don't think Bruno Fernandes is having a terrible game, by the way, against Southampton. Was that the one I remember when Cantona did the kung fu kick? My eldest daughter has nicked my shirt. You gave me, JB, not happy. Look, you need to tell her. You need to tell her. Look, you need to tell her that is not on. That is not on. And that is a good shirt as well, by the way. Cantona kicked the Palace supporter. Yes, he did. Is your daughter a good save? Tell us she's welcome. Solo Igala love Victor Osimhen. Thanks, buddy. That was groundable offence. It is a groundable offence. Look, Bournemouth are doing what they've got to do here. This game needs a goal. This game needs a Shesko. Bournemouth are becoming the strongest. Can I be a mod? Samuel, mate, it takes, you got to be on this channel a little while, buddy. Up to JB Larmans. I love Larmans. Samuel, buddy, you've got to be on here for quite some time. If you come on every stream and build up the trust, then I'll think about it, my friend. Last 3 years we expected to be turned over by these. Yes, agreed. Oh, Cunha. This, I don't know what it is. We're so lackluster up front today. We do miss a midfield. We do miss the midfield, and we struggle. We struggle against energetic teams that want to play against us. That's a great throw-in. Larmans again. We do, Dino. We've started to look flat again. If we make Champions League, then we've had a good season. Agreed. Look, from where we were last season, if we finish third, it would be amazing. Adam Wharton for 65 million. Look, if it's Adam Wharton or nothing. But the thing is, for me though, Adam Wharton, I think, plays where Kobe Manu plays. I don't think Adam Wharton for me. I think we have to get Adam Wharton and someone else. I don't think Adam Wharton is a 6. I think we need a 6. Dallo again. Dallo just, people just run through our left and right backs. We do need a bench. Agree with you. We do need a bench. This is why we should have signed. I think we should have signed Neves. I do. It's a Bruno game, does nothing for 89, then pops up with either an assist or goal. Going to be 1-0 with this. I hope so, Dino. I do. I do hope so. But Bournemouth, again, they lack. Oh, come on, Bruno. That's a nice pass. we just don't have a midfield. There's just nobody there. There's literally is nobody there. Mainu better than Wharton by far. Go on, Cunha. Oh, there's just nobody there for Cunha. Chad, Kobe Mainu, when he broke through in that season, I think Kobe Mainu was better then. I think he was better then. I don't think he's been better this season, my friend. But look, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna disrespect the opinion. Mainu is a local boy, and that's why I like Mainu. I want him to do well. I do. And look, I have to say this. I think Amarin, I think at least he's playing now. Exactly. I think Amarin. Look, a manager has to manage, but I think Amarin doesn't understand the club. He doesn't. Go on, Kobe. I want Kobe mainly to score. I don't agree with you for saying there's nobody in the midfield. Well, we're not winning the midfield battle, mate. We're not winning that midfield battle. But Chad, look, you're entitled. You're entitled to your view. We just don't win the midfield battle. Look, I'm literally watching the midfield. Literally watching the midfield now. So it says we're not winning the midfield because we only have 2 midfielders when we're supposed to have 3. Well, that's my point. But that's my point. We don't have anybody in the midfield, Chad. First half, should we have scored? Yes. I don't think the shots have been real shots. I think Bruno Fernandes should have scored. I think we've looked flat towards the end of the second half. But, look, I think we're in it. I think it was a better start. I think it was a much better start. So Jerry says, my girlfriend works for an estate agent in Newcastle. She says that Tonali is giving up his residence in the city and is looking for a property in the northwest. Jerry's got some insider news there. But bring Shesko on. I do agree with you. That will be interesting. That will be interesting. I think Tonali's going to go. I do. Who he goes to? Can you imagine if City bought Anderson and Tonali? I think Tonali. We need to go for him. Melvin says Skull. Dallo, man of the match, says Grace. We do have plays, but the only 2 against. Mainu hasn't lost the ball yet. I think Kobe Mainu, his retention of the ball at feet, I think is second to none. I think if we have 2 in there, this is my conundrum. We're getting carried away with Carrick's at the wheel again. Look, I don't think, for me, I think that this is where I'm at on it, right? Is that I don't think Carrick has got any tactics. I don't. I think Carrick is counter-attack. right? But again, is it because Carrick doesn't have his players? It's so difficult struggling against the mid-table fodder. Bournemouth are a difficult team. They are a difficult team. This is a poor season. I think it's a difficult season. Manu gets exposed too often. Very good with the ball, but without it, what the hell was this? They're so comfortable on the ball, and did they also were very dominant on the ball. If you look at Kobe Manu's stats, now look, I am not one of these people who are all up for stats. I believe it is the test of the eyes, right? If you look at Kobe Manu's defensive stats, I don't think Kobe Manu is particularly great defensively. I think Kobe Manu at best is an 8. Now, this is the problem that I've got. So I'll go back to the Carrick thing, right? If, as I suspect, a manager's going to have to work with a Dallo, a Luke Shaw, a Yoro, a Heaven, Maguire, Kobe Manu, a Bruno Fernandes, I think you might as well stick with Carrick, because I don't think a manager and Enrique, I can't pull up the stats. I've literally read the stats, right? If you go and look at Kobe Manu, right, go and check Kobe Manu's defensive stats. He is literally in the 49th percentile for defensive duels. He's not great. He is not great. But ball retention and progression of the ball, he's brilliant, right? Kobe Manu, as some people have said on here, I don't agree. Kobe Manu is not a 6. Kobe Manu is a ball retention, progressive player. You give him the ball, and I think if you had 2 midfielders supporting him, I think Kobe Manu plays in the not in the Bruno Fernandes position, because Bruno Fernandes is ultimately a 10. I think in a midfield 3, I think Kobe Manu plays the head of that. I think Kobe Manu needs two midfielders behind him. But Kobe Manu is not going to be that. But Kobe Manu can be anything he wants to be. I think the problem with Kobe Manu is nobody is saying to him, right, I want you to be a 8. I want you to exclusively be an 8 or exclusively be a 6. I just don't know what Kobe Manu is. Like, I want him. I want Kobe Manu. I want Kobe Manu to be a brilliant player. I struggle right now to understand. What's the site's name that you got the stats from? It's called FB Ref. So if you go to, I think it's called FB Ref. If you go and you look at his stats on there, Kobe Manu this season, his defensive stats are not good. I've seen Kobe make a very good tackle every game. Look, Chad, mate. Look, I'm not gonna agree with you, Chad. And exactly that. Kobe Manu is going to get better. Like, I am not saying that Kobe Manu shouldn't play. I think it. Look, he's 20. FB Ref. Kobe Manu is 20 years old. Look, I think he's going to be a fantastic player. I do. I just want somebody to grab him and just take him aside and turn him into something. Because I just don't know what he is yet. He's definitely a midfield player. I think he's better at progressing the ball. I think he's better with the ball at his feet. Look, in that City game, I thought Kobe Manu was fantastic. If we can get that Kobe Manu back in the season that we won the FA Cup. Brilliant. Brilliant. And I just want that back. I want him back. Young kid. I want him to do phenomenally well. So let's see. But look, the Carrick debate, we are united. We give him the chance. Exactly. We've got to give these young players a chance, right? People forget. Yep. Just let him enjoy his football in some way. We want it. Exactly. Just let him enjoy his football. I think if we get 2 midfielders to support him, or at least one, and just let him enjoy his football, just let him do it. Just let him enjoy his football, because when he's on it, that first season, what an amazing player. And look, he's got time, and we've got to support these players. Look, there were people who were, calling Shesko a flop. It says 52% tackle, and look, that's not great. Look, that's not great. If you look at the percentile, I don't think that percentile is great. His defensive attributes are not great. His ball retention progression is fantastic. That's half the time he tackles. Look, you're gonna have your opinion, Chad. I'm gonna have mine, right? And I don't necessarily always agree with stats. If you look at the eye test, Kobe Mainoo started, we won, no assist, no goals, we've won. You know what I'm gonna subs. Well said, sir. I'm gonna sub you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm just stating facts. Look, Chad, mate. Look, mate. Look. That is your view. I'm not. Look, you're trying to argue something with me here that I agree that Kobe Mainoo should be playing. I just don't know what Kobe Mainoo is. I'm not saying that Kobe Mainoo is a bad player. I'm actually agreeing and saying that Kobe Mainoo is 20 years old. He's going to be whatever he wants to be, and I want him to be. So look, I look. The eye test managers get fired when he's on the bench. Look, I love the fact that he's playing. I don't think that Kobe's playing bad. I think that he's doing a job. I think he's doing. There's nothing more that he can do. He's got back into the England squad. I like Kobe Mainoo. I literally like Kobe Mainoo. But I don't know what to say. I like Kobe Mainoo. I don't disagree that he's a bad player. I like him. I do like Kobe Mainoo. But look, Carrick, let me get back onto the Carrick point. We need to back him. Casemiro showing up now. United have a championship feeling. Missing for 3 years. The pressure of United for a 20-year-old has a lot on his shoulders. And let me tell you something now. If Kobe Mainoo came into a squad with Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, etc., he would be protected. The problem, and Spicy makes a fantastic point there. The problem that these young players have, who is there to protect them? Who is there to show them the ropes? Like, we bring these kids in, we bring these young guys in, and we expect them to be. Edwin says hi, hello. We expect them to be these amazing players. He's 20 years old. He's gonna dip. He's gonna funny, mate. Funny how I'm not mentioning him. Look, we expect these young players to come in and then suddenly, be these amazing talents. Look, Kobe Mainoo is a talent, right? But if you look over the years of players that have come through, Paul Scholes, I don't think started, and somebody can correct me here. Vicky says, come on, United, yes. Thank you, Dino. If you look at historically of our class of 92, Giggsy came through at 18. I think Scholesy came through 21-22. Beckham was on loan. Beckham came through, was he 22, 23? Neville, I mean, Neville came in and 20, and he stayed in the team. Nicky Butt again came through, bit parts player. But look, he's 20 years old. He doesn't have the Roy Keanes in there to back him up. He doesn't have the Paul Scholes in there to back him up. He doesn't have a Gary Pallister, a Steve Bruce, a Robson. He doesn't have a Kanchelskis, a Giggsy. He doesn't have a Schmeichel, right? And we expect these young players to come through. Menu create so much. Look, Vicky, you don't have to apologise for any spelling on this channel. Don't have to apologise at all. They gave Garnacho time until he was out on a Rashford shirt. And Chad, look, we've got to give Manu time. I am one. I support these players in terms of I support certain players. There are certain players that I don't, and I think that they should go. We've got to support these young players. Many people were calling Shesko a flop on this channel. Many of us were saying that give Shesko time and he will come good. This is what happens when you give these players a chance. And Kobe Manu should have a chance. Ahmad needs to have a chance. Shesko, Yoro, Heaven, all these young guys should be given a chance. But the problem that we got is that we don't have experienced players who have won leagues, who know how to battle. We don't have those players. I'd probably say the only player that really knows how to battle is probably Harry Maguire. But look, we've got to get these players in. Dark says, who's your top 3 favourite players in the history of United? Number 1 is Mark Hughes for me. Sparky is number 1. Cantona and Roy Keane. Roy Keane, Eric Cantona and Sparky. So the reason why Mark Hughes for me is my favourite player, look, he was probably the first player that I kind of really liked. He scored an amazing goal. He scored like a banana kick thing. Amazed. I'm Welsh, so he was a Welsh player as well. So Sparky for me is my personal number 1. Cantona and Roy Keane. Those are the best players. So it's a very good point when Bex was the villain after the 98 World Cup. Keane said it in the Netflix that if you want to fight with Beckham, he has teammates that can flatten others. Exactly that. Exactly that. So look, the team are coming out for the second half. I've always had Rashford's back. A lot of people hate him. I don't hate players. I never have. User says put Jace Fitzgerald in there. The Shesko thing is just people that hasn't watched other leagues in a while. De Ligt has won things. Giggs, Rooney, Vidic. I like that, Chad. Giggsy, Rooney. I like that, mate. Me, I've forgotten a great name, great, creative, fun, energetic, and make sure you're doing great. And header. Sparky, legend. I love Sparky. Sparky's my man. Rooney, Cantona, Van Persie for me. I mean, JB always said Shesko would come good. Thanks, Dino. Cunha. Come on, Cunha. Go on in, Boobmo. Go on, son. Go on, son. Unlucky. As a Norwegian, I love Roy Keane, but he did that brutal tackle on Inge Haaland, who played for City, even though he's Norwegian. So I love him. I don't hate him, but just like him more because of that. JB, Sparky or Scholes? Look, I know that Paul Scholes is the better player, hands down. I know that Scholesy is the better player, but for me, it's Sparky, mate. I love Sparky. I can't help it. I can't help it. You know, Sparky's my hero. I love Sparky. Look, Scholes is a better. Look, we've had better players than Mark Hughes, but Mark Hughes for me. I love Mark Hughes. Do you know who Jace is? I don't. I don't. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I don't. Thanks for being great. No problem at all. We love who we love. Exactly that. Scott says a snooze fest. It's not. It's not great. We have an energetic manager. Again, you know, this is just symptomatic of a Harry Maguire giving the ball away. So he says Bournemouth 2, United 1. Supporting United from 2017, so I never saw the good old days and supported United in the worst days is hard, but I really wonder how the United era was back then. And look, I feel sorry for United fans who never got to saw those days. You know, I actually think, Anish, you younger guys who have been through this stuff, it's so difficult for you to imagine what it was like. I can't even. I was so lucky. You know, I've been supporting this club since 1988, right? And I was there at the beginning, and it wasn't just about the club. It was just the time. The 90s were amazing. The music, just everything. Bournemouth are coming the attack here. Come on, get it. Clear this. Oh, come on. Go on, Cunha. It was just, yeah. I mean, Dino, it was just a different time. Just a different time. I can't even express to you how good it was. I don't think Carrick can get any more out of his plays. That tells me he's not the man to take them forward. Jerry, you don't have to apologise to me. I don't think Carrick. If I'm going to give you my opinion now, and I will stick to this opinion. I've said this all the way along. I don't think Carrick should get the job. I don't think Carrick has got enough. I think he's too wet behind the ears. I like Carrick. I want him to do well. Vicky said good luck to Bournemouth, but as a United fan, I would say 1-0. I hope so. Look, Carrick, for me, I want best in class, and Carrick is not. And when I say the best in class, I'll explain what I mean by that. What I mean by that is I want somebody who's won Champions Leagues. I want somebody who has won cups. I want somebody who's used to managing big teams. You know, Enrique for me. Enrique for me. De Zerbi, no. Emery. I know Emery gets stick, but Emery for me, I mean, he's won stuff. Glasner, I'm not the best. I don't think he's the best, but he's won stuff. Nice punch by Lamans. Nice punch by Lamans there. Like the shoes in the background. Thank you. Thank you. I do have so many shoes. I can't even tell you. I'm looking at a box full of shoes. I've got shoes down there. Yeah. Yep, true enough, not all seems forgotten about Rashford. Done before. Perhaps he just needs a break, but before that, everyone seems to put pressure on him. I think he needed the pressure. I do. Look, Rashford, he needed to go. I think it was right for him as well. I do. Lamans is so good, by the way. I don't care how we score. We just need to score. That's nice by Bruno. Corner. Corner. Come on. Come on. Come on, Shaw. You're Welsh. I'm a Celtic fan. And John Hartson. John Leslie Craig. John Hartson. Love a bit of John Hartson. Love a bit of John Hartson. Rate Bruno out of 10. Are we, Vicky? Are we talking about in this match, or are we talking about the season? If we're talking this match, a 6. If we're talking about the season, Bruno Fernandes for me, and this is going to piss people off. Bruno Fernandes for me this season is a 7.5. Look, you can't be good for half a season. I would rate him 7.5. People are gonna argue a 9, but for me he's a 7.5. City fans are intolerable. They think they're our biggest rivals. Chad says Casemiro 8.5. I put Casemiro on a 7.5 as well. Look, you could argue Bruno Fernandes being an 8. Look, I've got no problem with that. For me, you can't go missing for like half a season. Bruno Fernandes' first half of the season wasn't great. Yes, he comes up with assists, and if people enjoy assists, then he's your man. Casemiro, for me, he goes missing too much. Brian in Bumo, I'd give Casemiro 7.5. I do need. Shesko says Dino. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Shesko's warming up. Look, you can argue Bruno Fernandes is an 8. Bloody hell, Mason Mount's warming up. Mr. Glass is warming up. Look. If we finish third, then Bruno Fernandes for me, I'd probably give him an 8. Maybe, but Mr. Glass is coming on. That's nice. Oh. What United are going to struggle with in this game is Bournemouth are not going to get tired. Do you think a swap should be in starting a 1? Explain. What do you mean? Mbeumo covering as a striker. Do you think Shesko should be in starting? I do. This game is perfect. Vicky, don't apologise. You don't need to apologise at all. Do not apologise at all. Mbeumo covering as a striker. Mbeumo's not a striker. I think Shesko needs to start. The fact we've got one, and again, this is why this is appalling. We've got Shesko is our only striker. It is ridiculous. It's crazy. We're having to use Mbeumo as a striker. It's a failure. It's a fucking failure. It is. We've got a threadbare squad. 1 injury. We've got 7 games left. 1 injury. I'm saying he's defending in the box and he's our striker. Chad, yeah, agreed with you, mate. Our strikers should not be defending in the box. It's ridiculous. Come on, lad. I think Shesko should start Chad. I do, because in these particular games, I think he needs to start. I mean, the kid has scored enough goals. Like, I mean, we are. We need something. It's just such a tight game. He needs to do more as a starter. I mean, look, that's an interesting opinion. Chad says his record as a starter is not good. Now, look, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think you make a good point, but who else has done good as a starter? And Bumo hasn't scored for how many games now? Look, who else is there? I don't think he can do any worse than anyone else. I don't think he can. It seems to be working with him off of the bench. So, I'm not opposed to him, but I think he needs to start. That's a great cross by Cunha. We're losing this midfield battle. This midfield battle is killing us. It's killing us. Luke Shaw, Larmans again. Luke Shaw again. Luke Shaw, I don't know how he defends. I just don't know. I just don't know. Getting swamped in the midfield, Dino. We are. The pivot's not working, mate. The pivot is not working. We need his legs at the end of the game. That needs a goal. Shaw needs to be faster. He can't be. We are winning. Melvin, I hope so, mate. I hope so. Go on, Brute. Go on, Cunha. That's a penalty. Yes. Penalty. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come on. Peno, it is. Yes, Cunha. Cunha's been good today. Cunha's been great today. I think Cunha's been our best player today. Come on, Bruno. Come on. We need this. Bruno, do not mess this up. Come on, Bruno. Love the atmosphere from you. Thank you. Come on, Bruno. Come on, Bruno. Again, look, I don't care. Bruno Fernandes. Come on, mate. Come on, Bruno. Come on. Come on, Bruno. Axel Wilson said goal. I might be behind. I don't know. I might be behind. Come on, Bruno. I'm not looking at the chat. Yes! Come on, Bruno. Get in there. Oh, come on, Bruno. Get in there, Bruno. Oh. Bruno, come on. Oh. Look, there is no doubt that Bruno Fernandes, when you need somebody to step up, he does it. Look, he is a match winner. He is a match winner. Bruno Fernandes is a match winner, right? What can I say? He is a match winner. Chad says, happy about the goal, but this guy reminds me of Gerrard with the penalty run to the corner flag, and he has number 8. 1-0. Look, we need a second. We've got other penalty takers though. Bruno Fernandes. Look, it is the Bruno Fernandes show. Look, this is the Bruno Fernandes show. Look, it is. But look, told you JB does now for 89 minutes and will pop up. Cunha, that was all about Cunha. That was all about Cunha. All about Cunha. All about Cunha. all about Cunha. Right. Great player by Cunha. It was all about Cunha. It was all about Cunha. All about Cunha. All about Cunha, that. All about Cunha. And look, we were currently like 4 points behind City. We're 4 points behind City, 6 points ahead of Aston Villa, 8 ahead of Liverpool. The pressure's on them. We're all living in the Bruno world. No, we are. I disagree. He pops up for a few seconds out of 100, and we say the Bruno show. When I say the Bruno show, what I mean is this: is that everything has to go through a Bruno. Bruno Fernandes will not let anybody take a penalty, a free kick, a corner. I'm not saying that it's the Bruno show in a good way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's a Bruno Fernandes show in a good way. Go on, Kobe. Oh, beautiful by Kobe Mainu. Chad, I've been saying this for quite some time. I think Bruno Fernandes has a negative impact on this team. Look, I know people want to build a team around him. I don't. If you look at all the best teams in the world, yes, they have their best players. Yes, they have fantastic players. But all the best teams that win leagues don't just have one player in them. Arsenal this season, City, us. So, if we want to win a Premier League, then we need a team. The Carrick show, says Melvin. Look, this if we win this game, is nothing to do with Carrick. If we win this game, Carrick will get another 3 points. But this is not Carrick. Your takes are reasonable, says Chad. Subscribe. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, my friend. Look, Chad, I also think, my friend, that you raised some very, very good points, Chad. I like it. I like when people have different opinions. Look, Chad, I think you raise some good points as well, my friend. Nearing 42k, JB. Look, we are. Vicky says subscribe. Look, guys, I've got to say, look, thank you so much. People, look, don't underestimate what subscribing does. Like, it really does help out the channel. And look, I appreciate every single person. I appreciate it as well. I'm nearing 42k, JB. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Is that mad? Penalty. That's got to be. That's got to be. That's got to be a penalty. It's ridiculous. And he says, JB, one of the best in the business. Look, mate, you are too kind. I appreciate that, buddy. I do. I really do. Look, I'm only as good as the community. Oh, fuck's sake. 1-1. Fuck's sake. That's been coming. That's been coming. That has been coming. Look, Vicky, it's fine. This was a penalty. That was a penalty. How can that not be a penalty? That's a penalty. That's a penalty. How can that not be a penalty? How can that not be a penalty? How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? How can you not give that? I don't think that VAR will give it. I don't think they will. Bruno body language and closing down is not professional. Chad, Bruno Fernandes. This is what I'm saying. I think Lamin should have had that there. How is that not a fucking penalty? Bruno Fernandes, that is the other side of his game. Bruno Fernandes is just like that side of his game, that defensive part of his game is poor. How is that not a penalty? How is it not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? What's a fucking idiot? How is that not a penalty? Fuck's sake. That is fucking disgraceful. Just look at when they... Look, Chad, I'm in agreement with you. Bruno Fernandes is not... His tackling. And look, for all the Bruno Fernandes fans now, Bruno Fernandes has to inspire this team. Go on, Burmo. Robbed. How is that not a penalty? Of that was the kid from the Arsenal kit. It would be a penalty. Agree with you, Chad. Agree with you. This midfield. Go on, Cunha. Unlucky. 68 minutes, our midfielders have been getting the ball and looking to advance the ball, but there's no one there, and Boomer isn't a forward. They didn't start Shesko. We need a strong... Right, this is... Shesko's coming on. This is a disgrace, right? This is a disgrace. We should have two strikers. Why don't we have two strikers? It is a disgrace. In Burmo, I'm sorry. Another bad game today. I don't know what is going on. I'm 7-0 on NFL for the Super Bowl, says Scott. Finally, Shesko coming on. Come on, Shesko. We need a Shesko winner. I hate to see it in Burmo's face when he leaves the pitch. 2-1. Harry says actual. Yes! Go on, Harry. Go on, Harry. Go on, Harry. Yes, get in there. Oh, Harry Maguire. Fucking Harry Maguire, mate. What a way to cap off your week. Oh, Harry, mate. I look. I've been saying this for quite some time. Harry, another assist for Bruno. Yeah, good corner, good corner, good corner. That was a good corner. Was that an own goal? Yeah. Oh well. Oh, look, Bruno Fernandes again. Look, he doesn't. Bruno Fernandes. Look, Bruno Fernandes. Right, is absolutely terrible at defending. But what can you say? Like, offensively, Bruno Fernandes is he's a world class offensive player. But there is no doubt that he's a match winner. He's a match winner. I think he does. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't know. But Bruno Fernandes, he does his thing. He does his thing. Bruno Fernandes is the best assister, the best passer in the Premier League, right? But as you just saw today, there's another side. There is two signings. Mourinho labelled Bruno as a luxury player. Agree, Chad. I actually agree with that. I think he is a luxury player. You can tell that. You can tell that because he does fuck all defensively. He gives the ball away. But you give him that ball and he is majestic. He is. He is. He is. He is. He's a. He is. I've seen a situation where Cunha had the ball in the midfield. He looked up and the ball was on the right hand side and Cunha shrugged his shoulders. Rice is a very good passer. You said 2-1. I did, Billy. I said 2-1. Thanks, Billy. I did. I said 2-1. Don't throw it away now. I said 2-1. I thought it was going to be a close game. Game's not over yet. I agree with you, Dino. I do agree. Look, 57 points. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just need to see this game off. Rice is so good that he takes corners even though he's 6'4". I probably think Declan Rice should be the player of the season, Chad. I do. I think Declan Rice's all-round game is better than Bruno Fernandes. I do. But goals and assists win you games. They do. Oh my God! Don't. I can't even look. They're going to score, aren't they? They're going to fucking score, aren't they? Yeah, they are. They're going to fucking score, aren't they? Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking hell. Was that a save? Is that a save? Oh, fucking hell. Jesus. Oh, what a shot that was. Lamens. Oh, what a save that was. A little bit of luck. It was. What a shot that was. Oh, Larmans. Woo! Jesus. Oof. Bloody hell. Cass has no more air in his legs. Casemiro, this is not a game for Casemiro or Luke Shaw or Luke Shaw. Good block by Shaw though. Casemiro, can we go for Arsenal? He's going to be. Can we go for Sensi? He's going to be a free agent. We're too slow at getting out after. We are. We can't clear our lines. Larman's hand is on fire. We look tired. And this is the problem that we've got. We play in a team now that are just as fresh as us. We're playing a team I think is fitter than us. Fucking hell, Bruno, you tackled. Jesus, go on, Bruno. Oh, Casemiro. Bruno and Casemiro. Oh. Penalty. Fuck's sake. Goldbridge doing big numbers today. Mate, look. It all goes downhill from here. Look, I don't care. Look, I don't care about Goldbridge. Like he's got the biggest channel. He's got the biggest channel. The biggest United channel in the entire world. I really don't give a shit. I really couldn't care less. I really couldn't care less. Harry says hello. Hello, Harry. Claps. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. 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 It's not a red. A Shaw was covering. Remember the pigeon. I do. I remember the pigeon well. So you're telling me, Maguire, it's a penalty, but I'm not mad. I'm mad, says Wave Cutter. Ridiculous. Oh. Look, this has been coming. This has been coming. This has been coming. Let's just. I'm not looking at the chat because I know actual is going to be on it. Fucking hell. Oh, fucking hell. These Bournemouth bastards, you have to match them with pace. And look, we did the preview today. We did the preview today. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Fucking Goldbridge. Look. Go. You're cracking me up. You crack me up. No. Why do I need to congratulate somebody with the biggest channel who's got a team around him? I really couldn't give a shit. Congratulations for what? Congratulations for what? So look, he's done fuck all for me. What has he done for me? He doesn't do this. He doesn't physically do this for me. Why the hate for Goldbridge? I'm not hating on Goldbridge. But sour grapes says, sour grapes for what? What am I supposed to be what am I supposed to be sour about? Look, I've just said he's got the biggest fan channel in the entire world, right? He's got the biggest fan channel. Good luck to him. Look, how can I have sour grapes, right? This channel is just something that I do. There's nothing to be sour about. Look, this channel is different to his. He's a comedian. He gets views for his comedic stuff. This channel is truly about opinion. I the one thing that we do on this channel extremely well is that I'll give you your guys' opinion. 2-2. But look, there is no hate from me to him. I don't know him. I don't really watch the channel at all. I get things sent. And look, good luck to him. Good luck to him. Look, I just don't care about the channel because it's not my channel. You know, it's not my channel. It's never going to be my channel. Yes, also happy Eid as well. Obviously, I said it at the start of the show as well. Look, happy Eid to everybody as well. Look, it is look, it's not something that I could do. And I take my hat off to people. I've noticed in the grey hair and glasses, it's like you want to be him. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's probably the best comment I've ever heard. Yeah, it's fantastic. It is that. What a comment. I love it. I love it. There are probably millions. I reckon there are at least 1 million people with grey hair and specs. JB, when was the last time we went to Old Trafford? I went to Old Trafford last season. I went to Old Trafford a couple of times last season because I worked up in Manchester quite a bit. So I did get to go to some corporate games actually last season. So I was very, very fortunate last season. JB, I need to adopt your attitude, says Chad. Look, mate, look, the one thing we do. Oh, piss off. Look, the one thing we do on this channel is we give everyone a chance. Like people can have their opinion. As long as people are not rude, we don't mind the banter. I think on this channel we do it extremely well. I think this community is the best on this platform, and this channel is only as good as the people are on here. So, and I am normally a chill guy as well. I do have a rant, but it's chill. Oh, come on, Ugarte. Go on, Shesko. We need to do what... I was just thinking the same thing, Chad. We need to do what Newcastle did and go 2 goals in front and keep 3 in the middle. Yeah, agree. I was just thinking the same thing as well, Chad. Carrick out. He's got to go tonight, says it. Carrick... he says chilled guy until Shaw, Bruno or the pivot comes up. Look, I don't think Carrick needs to go tonight. Look, Carrick, I don't blame Carrick. I don't. Harry says that, like I said, get some Middle Eastern prince with loads of oil to buy this club as soon as they can. Everyone gets grey hair after a certain age, so according to him, everyone is trying to be Goldbridge. Would you take Xavi Alonso over Carrick? In principle, I would, but we can't take him. We can't take Carrick. We can't. These look, as we spoke about before the game, we know how they're going to play. Let's walk away with a draw. Alex said, I'm not here to slow off channels. I watch the United channel as a Liverpool fan to simply see what you guys are up to. Watch Garbage for a time, but it is what it is. Been following this channel recently instead. Alex, thanks, buddy. And look, everybody does differently. Look, there is no hate here. People like who they like. Show us the game, Jacob. I can't, buddy. I can't show you the game. Otherwise, I'd get banned. I can't, buddy. I can't. Garbage would be carried out for clicks. The guy is real. Look, Carrick. Look, this is not his fault, is it? I mean, look, we all know Carrick is a limited coach. Look, he's been brought in to do a job, and I think he's done a fantastic job. But he's not what I would necessarily want. But it's not his fault. He's done a fantastic job. Carrick has done a fantastic job. And look, a draw is a draw. The worst result? No. Hakan says hi. Hi, Hakan. A draw is a draw. A draw is a draw. That's a good tackle by Bruno. Bruno would be better play if he could just focus on his own defensive duties instead of telling others what to do. That's the side. That's the big club from Galatasaray. Yes, they are a big club. They are a big club. Oh, Mainu. So you think Carrick has done a good job as the interim one? Give him a 3-year contract. Look, I'm going to say this tonight. If people want to give Carrick the job, I understand it. I understand it. I do. I get it. But not for me. I don't think we've played well for the last 6 games. I don't. And I just don't. I don't, mate. There is no. Look, Harry, look, I'm not going to disagree with your opinion, buddy. If you want to give it, and I don't disagree, but look, this is you muted me in the new car. Look, I apologize. I mean, it wasn't me. I think it was the mods. Nice. So look, actual, I don't know. I promise you. Ferguson said we don't play for a draw at this club, but sadly we've got 10 men. We've got to play for a draw. Look, Michael Carrick, for me, I've been lucky during Carrick's time. Opponents getting red cards and giving away soft pens. We have not played well for the last 6 games. We haven't. We just haven't. We don't have the players. It is as simple as that. And look, Carrick, for me, all Carrick has done is just play counter-attack FC. I need to look, maybe I'm wrong on this one. But all I've seen is counter-attack FC. Harry says, from my perspective, we give jobs to every other buffoon who walks through the door. He's doing a good job. Why not let him have a crack? I tell you my view in it, right? If we're gonna keep the core of this team, and this club is not going to buy players, right? You might as well keep him, because no one else is going to get a tune out of this team, because this team is not very, very good. So, if there's a choice of a De Zerbi, no, thank you. Emery, for me, I would take Emery all day long. But if we're going to be best in class, and we're supposedly being this best in class team, then Carrick is not. Carrick for me is not the guy. But look, I do understand. I do get what people like him, but we've not played well for the last 6 games, and I think Carrick is a limited manager. I do look. I might be wrong. Basically, yeah. If this club, look, there is nobody is going to come into this squad and want to work with this squad. Bruno loses the ball again. Luke Shaw's done well there. But look, if we're going to keep the squad, go on, Luke Shaw. Declan says Carrick saved the season, no doubt, but saving the season isn't the same as building a dynasty. Thank him and move forward. And Declan, I like that. I do. I somewhat feel the same as that. Henderson says we're still shy. We'll go through it. As well. Let's have a little look. Bordia fan says Goldbridge is just a very successful, likable bloke with the best United insight. Good. I don't know why you come on this channel, but look, you are more than welcome here. I love your banter. I do. It makes me laugh. Look, I wish that I had that love and that passion for another YouTuber. And if that's how you feel, brilliant. There are people that feel the same way as you. There are people that don't. I've literally got nothing to say on it. And look, I'm pleased for you. I'm pleased that you found a channel that resonates with you. And look, long may you go and enjoy it. Harry says, I've done that one. We're sellotape together at this stage, says Henderson. Yes, I do agree. City and Arsenal games were good. Since then, Carrick has had the rub of the green. I don't disagree with you on that one. Alex was also known for playing counter-attack, not saying keep Carrick. Yes. Stephen Gerrard's statements made us very angry. Great football player, but little person. Look, Galatasaray, great player. Great team, sorry. I wanted Galatasaray to get through. It's always good to have, different teams to go through. But look, overall, I don't think they disgraced themselves. Look. So you said, yeah, I've done that one. Well, considering Jimmy and the family are stupid and inept, I don't see them doing that anytime soon. JB, have you heard that United used to play? Yes, they did. Back in the day when we played a 4-4-2, but the reason we could play a counter-attack was because we actually had some Mason Mount. Mason Mount's coming on in the 95th minute. Mason Mount is coming on for precisely 3 minutes. It's the fucking point. Carrick saved this. Yeah, I do agree with that. A decision on a manager won't be made until we see who's available at the end of the World Cup. Here's my question, JB. Do you think that the club run by these inept owners has any intention of pulling his finger out? No. They have no intention of doing it. And if it isn't, why not give the job to Carrick, who is the one who very, very, very few people would get anything out of this dump of a team. And Harry, look, in those circumstances, I agree with you. I would rather Carrick. Look, if our choices are these, and Irola, De Zerbi, Glasner, and a Carrick. I'd rather a Carrick do it because no one's going to get a tune out of this team. Fucking Mason Mount. I mean, what is he doing? Fucking Mr. Glass. Bruno Fernandes. Carrick's done well stabilising things, but tactically he's not elite and it's not pretty. It's the bar. Give it to Goldbridge. Why does everyone come in here and ask you why you're not Goldbridge? Mate, I take it as a compliment. Look, if this channel is getting compared, and I'm getting compared to one of the biggest YouTube channels, I take that as a win. I take it as a win because if we're being compared to the biggest channel, then us as a community are doing something right. United should get a world-class manager after the season, but why the hell would a good manager come? I do agree. Can we talk about the game rather than wannabe Joe Rogan's? I bet goes off injured in the 97th. Hey mate, says Dario. Mount almost got injured running with the ball. Mount nearly got injured putting on his boots. Oh, Mason Mount. Mason Mount is basically, at this point, he is Humpty Dumpty. That's what he is. That's what he is. That's what he is. Pay him enough money. Pay enough manager the money. Yeah. I don't disagree. I mean, this is fucking horrific. Just such a strange game. How much did you pay for Mount, or was he free? Mason Mount was 55 million, mate. Mason Mount was 55 million. We pay him 250k a week, and he's got the number 7 shirt. Disgraceful. Very, very disgraceful. I never got the Mason Mount deal, and neither did I. He was injured. He was injured before. Yeah, ouch indeed. And Chelsea ran off saying, he's your problem now. Wouldn't give 55 rupees for Mount. We got robbed. At least we repaid the favour with Garnacho, Sancho or Mount. Mason Mount. Look, Sancho or Mason Mount. Chad, I think that's a bloody good question. I think Chad has got the question of the night. I think that is a bloody good question. Sancho or Mason Mount? I would say probably Sancho. At least, look, I would say I'd probably pick Sancho, right, on the basis that at least Sancho played. Corner Ugarte, I'll take Mr. Glass. I don't know. How he says, what I don't understand is the club either isn't or is barely profitable. There is no money that they can get out anymore. What do they want? If it's money, make a machine. We're not, baffles me. I agree with you. Even rich people spend money to make money. They do. Yeah. Get this shit out. Fucking hell. Oh my goodness me. Van Nistelrooy Jr. Thank you. I mean, to be fair, I don't think Rude is that much older than me, to be fair. I'm 43. What's Rude? 48? There isn't much between me and Rude Van Nistelrooy. Wow, what a strange game. What a strange game. Look, the reason why Chad says, fair result. Thanks, JB. Look, Chad, mate, absolute legend. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Thank you so much. What a strange game. I'm glad we did the going over the game. After 2 weeks, I back my words about Shesko. Look, and again, look, I get it. I get people. Look, I think it's too early. I think it's too early. I do. Look, tonight proved once again for me, categorically for me. Carrick is not the guy. Our midfield is awful. And Bruno Fernandes is another player. Is a player who defensively is absolutely abysmal. Assists and goals. Look, he's got. I don't know if he gets an assist, but that wasn't great again tonight. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that was good tonight. Bordeaux fan, mate, you crack me up. I love it, mate. I love it. We need more match winners. We do, and look, it's a very. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that was great. How wasn't that a challenge and penalty? I agree. I thought that was a penalty all day long. It was. It's just. Oh, I just don't know. Look. Michael Carrick is doing his best. I don't blame him. Like I don't blame him. You can't blame him for that. You can't. What can you do? Free Goretzka is not for me. Look, again, he'd have to be. Look, if he's on a free, yes, but he's not for me. Look, tonight's game again wasn't good. Look, I think today's game is the epitome of what we've seen all season, right? What we've seen all season is our midfield was awful. I don't think we started the game badly. But as we did the show this afternoon, we said how Bournemouth would play. They would win the first ball. Every time we go through a team and how they're going to play, we always get it right. We always get it right. We know how a team is going to play. We know this. And Bournemouth played. And the reason why I think we struggled tonight is because Bournemouth are fresh. Bournemouth are fresh. Bournemouth were fresh, and we struggled. Bruno Fernandes didn't have a good game. Look, I'm not. One bad game doesn't mean anything. But look, this wasn't the best performance. I thought it was end to end, and I think Dino's right. The game was defined by a red card. It was poor. I do think a draw was fair. Bruno had a really bad game, but he tried. And look, Spicy. And again, look, Spicy, right? It doesn't mean I know Bruno Fernandes, for you is your player of the season. I get that. And my opinion on him is not going to change. I'm not going to say, I've seen Bruno Fernandes all season. This is what he is. He scored a penalty which he didn't make. It wasn't due to him, but he scored the penalty. To be fair, the corner was a fantastic corner. But other than that, he didn't do anything. And if Bruno doesn't assist and Bruno doesn't score, what is he? And look, this isn't on him tonight. And look, ultimately, before I go, look, I am going to go, but I will be back. I'm going to go for a break. I will come back. I'll do a match reaction to the show as well. So I will be back. But look, I wanted to say before I finish on this particular stream is this is what we are. I think a draw is a fair result. I don't think, even if Maguire hadn't been sent off, I don't think we would have won the game anyway. I thought Bournemouth played extremely well. Look, in patches, I thought we were okay, but we lost. We lost the midfield battle, as we always do. The left back, the right backs, we always get done there. And I just think, Casemiro today, we play a low block at times, and we invite the pressure on. And it wasn't a great performance. So look, we will discuss that. I just found it a very, very strange match. Just in terms of, I don't know. I don't know. We've lost one, we've won one. That was a draw. It's not the end of the world, Like, people tonight shouldn't be going crazy. And I think tonight shows that it's a failure on the club tonight. Some of these players need a rest. I don't know why they need a rest, but I just think they're confused. Carrick, I've got my opinions on him as well. But look, we will go over that. I'll look to come back about 10:30, and we'll do our match reaction at 10:30. I'm going to try to make my PC work. I'm going to go to the loo, going to get a drink, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the game. So look, guys, thank you for those of you who have been here for the stream. It doesn't matter about the banter. Look, I respect the fact that people are willing to come on here and give me the time of day. Doesn't matter. If you talk about Mark Goldbridge, I don't care. But look, the fact that you've come on here to tell me about that stuff, great. I respect your opinion on. Bruno says spicy chicken wings. Look, mate, and again, look, I completely, look, people are gonna have their views, and look, it is no issue to me. Look, yeah, it says stop your whinging. Mate, if you don't like it, feel free to go. But look, Anish says bye, amazing stream. Thank you. Sell Harry Maguire in the summer. Let's see what happens. So look, I will be back in at about 10:30. Hope you can join me for the match reaction. We'll go through the game. We'll talk about the game. And we do all that stuff. So look, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being on this amazing channel. And the reason why it is amazing is because of this community. Absolutely amazing. So I will be back very, very soon. If you can't join me, look, thank you so much for being here. I'm JB. This is the United Devil channel, and I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Take care.